The one with the two parties is the 22nd episode of the second season of Friends, directed by Michael Lembeck, and this also features Rachel's parents. We have Marlo Thomas as Mrs. Greene and Ron Leibman as Dr. Greene. And it's Rachel's birthday, and her parents both want to visit her on her birthday, which makes perfect sense, but she doesn't want her parents in the same room. They've recently separated, and that's very difficult for Rachel to come to terms with. And she's worried that if they're going to be in the same room, they're going to bicker, they're going to get on each other's nerves, they're going to start fighting. So the only solution for this, apparently, is to have two parties. One in Monica's apartment and one in Chandler and Joey's apartment. And Monica and Rachel's apartment hosts the very boring, mundane Monica-led party where they're playing word games, which, to be honest, I love word games. For me, that's my kind of party, but I realised that that's not most people's idea of a good time. And it's obviously a very boring area, and all of the guests kind of want to sneak off to Chandler and Joey's apartment where they're having a lot more fun, a lot more chaotic fun. And that's where Rachel's father is. Rachel's mother is in the room in the apartment with Monica, and it's unclear whether or not the characters will be able to keep them separate and not make the other parent aware that the other parent is there, or if they'll ever eventually bump into each other. Ross in particular makes a fool of himself, basically, with Mr. Greene, or Dr. Greene, and I think, David Schwimmer gave a great performance. Ross was just cringing the entire time, and it was very entertaining. Joey also did something, I won't say what, just in case you don't remember or haven't seen the episode, but Joey does something extreme to prevent Mrs. Greene from seeing Dr. Greene, and the timing of it was perfect. I just thought it was fabulously delivered and very, very, very well done. Obviously, this is going to resonate with people if, like Rachel, your parents have separated and it's not necessarily amicable and you're concerned that they're going to interact with each other. And that's my situation. I'm in a situation similar to Rachel. I mean, my parents separated when I was a young child, so not quite the same, but I'm also in a position where if I ever have an event, it's easier to just not invite the parents, because I don't want them in the same room together. So I think if you can connect with Rachel in that sense, it's going to become quite an emotional experience. And as Rachel was getting more exhausted and emotionally drained throughout the episode, I think it's something that is very relatable. And that makes it a bit of a difficult episode to watch for me, and presumably for anybody else who can relate to it. I still watch it, I still find it entertaining, of course, but there are just times when it's a little bit too realistic. Also, Gunther was a guest at one of the parties, well, both of the parties, and that was a joy, because I love seeing Gunther as a character in his own right rather than just somebody who works at Central Park. Such a brilliant character. Really thoroughly enjoy Gunther in this. He's not in it too much, but enough to provide some comedy. It's a really good episode, quite emotional if you can relate to it, but ultimately entertaining but thought-provoking, and a very interesting way to celebrate Rachel's birthday.